Tonight is to go through and give you guys kind of a brief breakdown of our adult leaders guide that we've got that's been published. We have it in print that went out to a lot of units. We also have it available through a couple different online options. You can find it through www.chawanakee.com. You can also download the link from the Sequoia Council webpage, www.seqbsa.org. With us in-house tonight, we've got the the dominant members of our management team for Camp Chawanakee. We're going to bring them up one at a time and have them introduce themselves and their positions. Starting with our program director.
Hello everyone, my name is Megan. I will be your program director for 2015.
Hello everyone, my name is Mike Foster. I'll be the business manager again this year at Camp Chawanakee.
Good evening, folks. My name is Patrick Roble. I will be the commissioner for Camp Chawanakee.
Hi everyone, I'm Lloyd Beard. I will be helping with the adult trainings and also running welding up at Camp Chawanakee.
Also in attendance, making sure that we stay on top of things and keep giving you guys good and up-to-date information. We have our Scout Executive and CEO for the Sequoia Council, Mr. John Richards, hiding in the back, giving me the thumbs up or down when I do something inappropriate. So make sure you guys keep track for all the times I make a weird face. First thing we would like to do is go through a very loose and very brief breakdown of the daily operations at camp. Starting with Sunday. Check-in for your units starts Sunday at 1 p.m. at our just opened office facility, our brand new office building next to the parking lot. Can't miss it, looks like a giant wooden cabin and it's very, very nice. We are able to accommodate doing multiple check-ins at a time to help get you guys out and about through the camp much faster instead of having you stuck at the office. Involved in your check-in, we'll go through all your paperwork, make sure all your fees are settled up, and that's actually the most important thing. Everything from there, we want to get you and your scouts out through the campsite. Things included in the tour, you'll leave from the office, you'll be assigned a staff guide to do a tour. You'll hit a couple main points, including the waterfront, where you guys go water safety, as well as the waterfront orientation and swim checks. Make sure you guys hit our medical checks to make sure all of your scouts are good and ready for a fun week at camp. Also, make sure you stop at our dining hall to get orientation and meal shift assignments. From there, we'll have our evening flags. We also will have an adult leader and senior patrol leader meeting. We want to get at least one adult leader and the senior patrol leader or acting senior patrol leader from each unit at this meeting so we can get any changes that have occurred to the schedule of programming and to make sure that you guys have the most up-to-date information and reiterate some of the things that we'll go over tonight as well as that you find in your leader's guide. On Sunday night, we also do our opening campfire, which is hosted by the staff, and we'll put on a collection of skits and songs to help kick off for a great week. The rest of the week, pretty easy schedule. Monday through Friday morning, we'll have 4 merit badge sessions. There will be lunch. There will be an afternoon open time that your scouts are allowed to go out and participate in different activities throughout camp. They can go to all of the different program areas. Some of them they'll even be able to take extra merit badge work if they so desire, but there are some that are closed off for extra merit badge work. They are only open for free time activities, including waterfront and shooting sports. The climbing wall during the afternoon open times is available to scouts that are working on the climbing merit badge because of the number of scouts that have demand for that merit badge. We need to reserve first priority for those scouts, and we'll see if we can go past that. Welding merit badge is the same thing. During the afternoon sessions, you'll have scouts that need time to work on their welding merit badge requirements. So during the afternoon times, we'll be able to schedule and get time with Lloyd, our instructor, who will be able to help get scouts through requirements for the merit badges. In the afternoons, we'll have dinner and our evening flags. In the evening, there's another hour of open time. Again, your scouts are available to go participate in different activities. Again, merit badge priority will go to things like the free time activities will be priority for waterfront and shooting sports, but your scouts can, again, go still work on more merit badge requirements in areas like nature, scoutcraft, Eagle Point, all of those additional types of areas. Friday afternoon, we changed the schedule a little bit. We've got our merit badge sessions in the mornings, which are going to be more designated as time to wrap up any additional requirements or getting last minute requirements done. In the afternoon, we have our camp-wide patrol-based games for your scouts to go out and have fun in the different areas, as well as some special adult activities. Friday night, we have our closing campfire, and then leading into Saturday morning, where we do our campsite checkout and send you guys home after a long and very good week at camp. Again, this is just a very brief overview. If you have questions about the more detailed and defined schedule, you can look in the leader's guide. We've got both our weekly schedule that shows all the generalized activities, and then there's a special events schedule as well that has all of the special events like adult leader trainings, different campfire activities, and other late night or off-hour activities. Again, if you have questions, make sure you refer to your leader's guide.
Nature.
Next up, very important, this has been a big point of contention for a lot of our adult leaders. If you've gone to our merit badge signups, www.chawanakee.com, or read our leader's guide, you'll notice that we talk about a program change for the nature program area. In an effort to try and create more opportunity for your scouts, what we're looking to do is have nature be done almost like a self-motivated guided study area. So we'll have fully staffed, the same as we've had in past years. We actually have a more qualified staff than I think we've ever had for nature. But instead of us defining every little piece of paperwork for them, this is going to be similar to when a scout wants to work on merit badges outside of camp. They meet with a counselor, look at the requirements, and they start working on stuff. We will help guide for any of the activities, any of the more in-depth study. We'll have staff members there to help give guidance and help lead experiments, things like that. But the predominant chunk of time that we usually spend in nature merit badges is sit down, read the book, and have scouts writing out definitions or reading in a group setting when these are things that they can easily do more efficiently with their own individual time instead of in a large group. So the goal with our nature merit badge area, or nature program area, is that we're going to have staff available to help guide and direct the scouts, but we're encouraging self-motivation. If a scout decides that they want to take 8 merit badges from the nature area, it is very much on them. They can complete all the merit badges in the nature area if they are dedicated and sit down and can work at a pace that is comfortable for them. And again, if there's questions, we will have staff members there to help guide and push forward. Joseph, do you have any questions about nature so far? Fantastic. As our lone person that made the effort to come see us, do you have any questions about the nature area?
No, pretty clear.
Fantastic. Excellent.
You talk
All
about
right.
the next service options?
Alright, so this year we've made a point to put all of the prerequisites for all of the merit badges online at Chawanakee.com. We really urge every adult leader and every parent that's sending their child to camp this year to look over the prerequisites and make sure that their scouts have everything done. We will try to accommodate all the scouts as best we can for their merit badges, but there's some prerequisites that would best be done outside of camp. Like I said, we want everyone to be successful, so please make sure you look over those prerequisites before coming to camp.
Alright, so the next subject that I would like to bring up to you folks this evening would be the Tribe of Chawanakee. Now the Tribe of Chawanakee is special to our camp, go figure. It is an opportunity for boys to give back to the camp and the program that we're running there, as well as earn some recognition for service hours and years that they have been coming to the camp. So the Tribe of Chawanakee service projects will be located all around camp. They can either talk to the nature area directors about that or other program directors. Ideally, if any units or individuals need to find service hours or ways to do projects, they can come and talk to myself directly or to Lloyd or Megan even would be good options.
How's everybody doing? I'm going to talk about food service at Camp Chawanakees and how that works with us. So when you arrive on Sunday, as part of your tour, you're going to be taken to the dining hall. You will then be instructed about how our dining hall operates. During that whole instruction period, you will also be assigned, or you can request, one of our 2 meal shifts. So one meal shift is before flags and the other is after flags. Like I said, you can request which one you would like, but that is the time when you will find all that out and how servers and everything also works out. A couple important parts about that visit to the dining hall. If you have any youth or adults who have allergies, special dietary needs, there will be a form there that you will fill out so that the dining hall will be aware of those special needs. So this would include allergies, special dietary restrictions, anything along those lines. That is the time when it gets brought to us. If you can also, before you arrive at camp, you can also call us at the office, myself, Michael Foster, you can call our camp director, Jason Cruz, and inform us of any specialty needs, special diets that you have. We will make every accommodation we can to help with dietary needs. Our selection is somewhat limited when it comes to things like vegetarian or gluten-free, a lot of that kind of stuff. So we do recommend, if possible, to provide your own food. If you can provide your own food, we will offer you a place to store it. We will even help prepare it if you need help preparing it, or offer you a space and the materials to prepare the food yourself for each meal. But we will definitely make every accommodation to make your meal times just as delicious and fun as everyone else's. The last thing I want to point out is please be aware in the Leader's Guide, lunches are served and prepared by you, the units, in your campsites. All right? Monday and Friday are cold lunches. It's cold cuts, basically, that are provided. You prepare them in there. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are hot meals that you cook in your campsite. So you want to have some adult leaders that might be there a little bit earlier than when sessions get out those mornings to kind of start your coals so you guys can eat at a decent enough time. If you have any issues with the food that you get in those bins, talk to us there at camp. If you need more of an item, you need less of an item, all you need to do is ask and we will make every accommodation to help you guys out there. So food service is very important to us. We want to make sure that you guys are having a good time and you're part of it is having delicious food. So please just talk to us about the ways that we can improve any of that.
Alright, so next thing I'd like to bring up is the honor troop or recognition that troops can earn while they are at Chawanakee, and the criteria to earn said recognition. Now the basic criteria or the goal of the honor troop award is just to recognize troops for showing high amounts of scout spirit and to help them become more involved in the different activities that we have available at the camp. And so some of the criteria for honor troop would be such as your senior patrol leader, not missing a single senior patrol leader meeting, having an adult leader present at each adult leader meeting, and participating in things like polar bear and canoe outpost. There are more specific criteria. You can find those in the leader guide on page 45.
Hey guys, Lloyd back again. Talking about campsite inspections. Basically what it is on page 46 of the leader manual is where to find it. It's a layout and it's covering the arrangement of camp, the neatness of tents, and the cleanliness of the site. Big thing, also placement of the fire buckets and barrels. It's been really dry this season up there and we don't want to have a fire. So just make sure everything's kind of tucked away in your campsites and everything will be great.
And before we continue on, next up we're going to talk about some program improvements as well as some new features. Miss, I'm sure I've met you in the past, or at least I'm moderately sure. What's your name?
Tracy Leader,
And with what troop?
301.
Oh, one of those crazy sportsmen's clubs.
You got it.
Not to mention a wood badge fox.
I am in his wood badge group, yes.
Oh. Congratulations, you survived a week with Joseph.
I did.
Non-consecutive weekends, excuse me.
And
Was it
enjoyed
called
it.
Carrier Scoutmaster?
Was it Carrier Scoutmaster?
Yes.
Survived the week with Caleb.
So continuing on, next we'd like to talk about some program updates, or actually additions to existing program. For a number of years now, we've had a tomahawk range available next to the archery range. And this year, in an effort to make things more interesting and entertaining, we are actually bringing in throwing knives as well.
Yay!
It is a BSA approved activity that we want to make sure we stay up to date with the newest and most entertaining things that scouting has to offer. So be on the lookout. It is a supervised activity run by staff, keeping in mind that tomahawk throwing and knife throwing are to be done under specified conditions. So that means while we have it at camp in a hosted range with our staff, it is still not acceptable anywhere outside of that. So please remind your scouts, no making your own throwing ranges, and needs to be done in appropriate settings with appropriate supervision. Thank you very much. Next up, Megan and Lloyd have some things as well.
All right, this year we're continuing our robotics program. It'll be at Eagle Point. And just a reminder, there is a $20 fee, and you can sign up online at chawanakee.com for that.
Like I mentioned earlier, I'm the welding instructor. Welding was super popular last year, and I'm excited to have it back this year. There is a $20 fee, but any scouts that are coming to camp to weld, please make sure they bring closed-toed shoes, long pants, and a cotton t-shirt, and that's only for their safety in our welding shop.
Same thing for adults that would be helping.
Oh, yeah, also, Jason brought up a good point. Any adults that are going to be in the shop have to maintain the same safety standards as the youth. So same thing for them. If they're going to come up and take pictures or anything like that, It's $20, just for the youth. You're throwing me under a bus here, Mike. I already mentioned that. Oh, man.
Say it again.
Yeah, $20 again. Anybody that's gonna be in the shop, closed-toed shoes, long pants, cotton t-shirt, even stuff like these Nikes are good. So anything that's closed-toed. Thanks.
And now time for the most entertaining part of all of our meetings. We have some freebies to give away because we want to make sure we give recognition to the people that actually took time to, especially come see us in person, but also the ones that managed to log in from the different parts as we have them. So Mike, what's our first giveaway?
Let's find out of the people that have logged in, what is their first time at camp this year?
So specifically for our friends that are logging in from long distance, who among you is coming to camp for the first time?
Anybody online?
Troop 759, Rob Leggetti, say it's their first time.
All right. So Rob, as a thank you for logging in and checking out our meeting, I'm going to get you one of our Tribe of Chawanakee patches. So when you come to camp, you're going to come find me or the trading post or Jason. And just remind us, because we'll forget. Well, remind us that you were here at our meeting, and you get a Tribe of Chawanakee patch. This is the round rockers that you get at the end of the Tribe of Chawanakee week. This is the patch that it goes around. We normally sell these in the trading post, but you're going to get one to start you off.
We also have Ryan, who also says it's his first time as well.
Fair enough, Ryan, you get one too.
Yay!
And what about 759?
The leaders that are here logged in will get one. So, guys, if you were here, you're here logged in at this meeting, and this is going to be your first time at camp, you come find us. You're adult leader. Only the one on this watching this broadcast right now.
I don't hear any cheering from the broadcastees.
Next question, again, a little bit more biased to the online crowd, but we'll get to you for being the dedicated local that made the trip.
No worries. I'll get my questions answered.
That's the spirit. The next question, we would like to find out who is joining us from the farthest away.
I got Los Altos,
Wow, dedicated. They could have never seen us in person.
Palmdale, Sunnyvale, on 15 from Vegas.
Maybe.
That's
I think Vegas is the winner.
Vegas
For
takes
the
it.
moment, Vegas wins.
That would be Ryan.
All right, so I'm going to tell them really.
To our friend Ryan from Las Vegas, congratulations. You're going to be the proud recipient when you come join us at camp of the 2015 Camp Chawanakee t-shirt. So make sure, again, come identify yourself to either Mike Foster, our business manager, or you can come see me, and we'll get that taken care of. And again, thank you for taking the time to come join us.
In person.
And now, for the person that drove the farthest to come see us.
So we have a real thank you. This is our Camp Chawanakee sweatshirt you're going to take home tonight. If it doesn't have your right size, we can get you the right size. Obviously, it's easier. We can switch that out. But this is our Camp Chawanakee sweatshirts for sale on the trading post. But you're going to walk away with one of them tonight, right now.
very
And
cool.
it will be your favorite sweatshirt.
It's a very
Especially
comfy
up
sweatshirt. It's a very comfy sweatshirt.
I have 3.
And now comes the part of the meeting that we hope to give you guys the most benefit from. Questions. We'll start with Tracy, since she'll be the first to respond. Are there any questions we can answer?
I have several boys that will be their 5-year for the Sage-O. So they'll need 5 hours of time, right, for a project?
Mm-hmm. And
How do they get this project? Do they ask you for it, or?
They would, so,
Yeah, just let it go.
we're going to re-preface the question. Tracy has a number of scouts that are coming up for a 5th year at camp, and they'll be working for Tribe of Chawanakee. They're working on their Sachem honor, which we ask for either 5 hours of service or help lead and demonstrate some leadership in a service project at camp.
and so for those who are interested in actually putting forth a project for camp, coming and seeing myself or Lloyd would be a great option to get that ball rolling. Realistically, you don't have to do a project for your 5th year as a sachem. 5 hours of service would be more than enough, and that would be totally plenty to get your last rocker and to finish that station memorial.
Something else to keep in mind for you troops that have been coming for years and have a lot of scouts that are looking for projects. Some units have taken to thinking of things outside the box, starting things at home, and count their hours. If they want to, do the actual counting of hours, they can start projects at home, bring them to camp, and either install them as appropriate or complete them up there. If you have scouts that have project ideas, or if you have adult leaders, have them contact Mike Foster or myself, and we'll do what we can to help kind of guide and get the ball rolling on that. We have a number of troops that have been longtime customers and guests at Camp Chawanakee that have already started on projects for the next year. So if you have scouts with an idea, contact us, let us know, or they can do stuff when they get to camp.
Oh, one thing to add to it too. Piggybacking on what Jason said about if you have an idea for a project you would like to do, we're also willing to help out with materials as well of getting those things. So if you want to do something, I'm gonna pluck this off. We have a unit that's actually going to help us replace the benches at our chapel this year. So we are actually getting the benches, the wood parts for them. They're going to provide the manpower for, they have 3 or 4 boys that need their station this year, so they're going to work on that and basically spend a weekend doing that. So if it's a project that, like, don't feel bad about bringing a project to us. If you're thinking it might be too big, we'll tell you no thanks or not. You can run it by us, we'll listen to anything.
Joseph, any questions from our online friends?
Nothing in chat yet.
All right. Any other questions for you?
They said that, is there anything new for the medical check-in or anything?
No.
New rules or regulations that we need to know about?
No, all scouts and adult leaders need to have their full, complete medical and same standard BSA health form.
We do ask, though, if you have a scout that's coming up to Camp Chawanakee, that if they have a severe allergy and they need an EpiPen, that they bring it with them to camp and they carry it on their person at all times. It's very important to the scout safety, as well as their inhalers.
Okay, Jason, we have our first question from chat. Any lodge poles available for pioneering projects?
Typically, as far as pioneering projects go, when we don't necessarily have any nice and clean poles, such as lodge poles or staves. Typically what we have to offer is what you can find naturally on the ground. We've been kicking around the idea and we're trying to find out the feasibility. Someone suggested to us a year or two ago that possibly having a system of poles for rent. Put down a deposit, and if something happens to the pole, then we have the means to replace it. That's not something that is in place as of right now, but we are working towards getting a concept like that. If anything does change and we have poles to rent or borrow, we'll make sure we post it through the Facebook page, through www.chawanakee.com, and through every other means that we can get it out there. But as of right now, no. Other questions, or do I just get to stand here and smile? We've had a very, very good meeting so far. I hate to kill the flow. It almost feels like it went too quickly. I'm a little nervous.
Everything is working too perfect.
Well, the silent question is always the one that comes back to bite you. That's why we host 3 of these meetings. It's also why this one is being recorded and broadcast and kept available for others to watch when they have time available. Well, as Joseph is working to see if there are any other questions that need answering, again, if there are questions that come up and we're not in a general meeting session, you can always contact us, myself or Mike Foster. Our email addresses are easily available through our leader's guide, or you can just email campdirector@chawanakee.com, and that will help. That link goes directly to my work email, and that will help us so you don't have to remember any other specifics.
The leader's guide notes fire tools can be checked out. Should troops bring their own or just use ours?
As far as fire tools go, we have for each campsite to check out, we have a rake, a shovel, and a broom. Now, if there are troops that think that they would like to have anything more than just a single tool per campsite, they would want to consider bringing their own. Again, good questions. I like this.
I'm just happy somebody read the leader's guide.
Yeah.
Also, thank you
For reading the leader's guide.
Whichever leader actually said that they read that in the leader's guide, thank you for validating the time we put into it. I truly appreciate it.
Fire buckets. What's the deal on fire buckets? Should they bring theirs?
We actually have plenty of fire buckets available for your campsite. We have a large 50-ish gallon drum that is in each campsite to be put in good location near your campfire ring. And we also have a plethora of number 10 cans that we use for next to the tents. So if you want to bring your own, feel free, or if you'd like to save a little bit of packing space, we have plenty available at every campsite.
Do you recommend that they take the 4 classes?
If we
Because we have
have,
some boys that are just signing up for 2 merit badges.
pending, okay, so our question was, do we as camp staff recommend that a scout sign up for 4 merit badge classes? Some scouts are only signing up for 2. My answer is honestly, it depends on the scout. There are some scouts that are coming up to camp for their first time, and maybe they take, instead of 4 merit badges, they take 2 trail classes that will help them get their baseline skills, and then do some merit badges to break the monotony. We have some scouts, maybe some of your older scouts that have been there, done that. I know some of our programs run 2 sessions, so they can only take 2 classes if that's their deal. Some of them, if you have scouts that are older and moved on past wanting merit badges, maybe there's opportunity for us to create kind of a different concept for some of them. It really does kind of come down to the individual scout. I know we had, a couple years ago, a first-time unit to Chawanakee, and back then we were offering 5 merit badge classes. They had a very young troop. They were very well experienced in scouting, but they according to them, they said they made a mistake in signing up all their scouts for all 5 classes, and it just did not go well in the sense of there was too much going on. They didn't have time to participate in their own activities as well as do all their merit badge work, and they ended up burning out some of the kids early on in the week because there was just too much going on. Where if they would have maybe signed up for 4 or 3 and then did some other activities to help work with that scout, it might have changed and given it a different experience.
Can I book in something with that, Jay?
After Mike.
And I was going to say, additionally to that, don't get too tied into the merit badge periods only. Because if you talk to a boy and say, yeah, I signed up for these 2 merit badges, but I have a plan to go take basketry, Indian lore, and mammal study in nature during my free time, they're going to get an additional 3 merit badges aside from what's signed up to what they did on the website. So don't be just tied into only looking at those periods for merit badge opportunities. They can go and visit those areas like Handicraft and Eagle Point and Scoutcraft and probably walk away with 5 or 6.
I'm just worried about the boys who think they're just going to lay around.
Oh, no.
It's not
We don't let
that
you play around. We don't.
things to do.
Another thing to consider with merit badges as well is the difficulty level. I found with welding, especially last year, it's a high difficulty level class. Other scouts were taking rifle and a couple other very high difficulty classes, and it takes up a lot of the scout's day. So don't pack a scout with difficulty levels that are outside of their ability range and just expect it to work out, because sometimes the scouts will burn out early on, just like Jason said earlier.
Good sound.
Yeah.
Jason, the
Yeah.
question has come up. Blue cards for merit badges, do they need to have them, or are they available on site?
We highly recommend that you bring your own blue cards. However, in the vein of being courteous and kind and such, we actually keep a very large stash of blue cards at camp. If you need blue cards, come and see us. It might be easier for you as adult leadership to have them done in advance of camp, but if you need more, little Johnny accidentally did something where his card is now 4 different pieces, we have blue cards we'll be happy to provide for you guys at no extra charge. Again, good question. I'm very happy we're having people that are actually working through this. So thank you to all the adult leaders taking the time right now.
Yeah, so we got plenty of time, so if there's any more questions?
Are you doing the camp out where the canoe will go and sleep on the rock?
The canoe outpost is still on. Things are still going well, and actually we had some difficulties with some odd experiences last year. We're actually trying to revamp and make sure our staff is extra prepared this year. For the odd thunderstorm that will strand 50 kids across the lake, we're trying to make sure that they're a little bit better trained for the odd eventuality that comes down. Joseph, anything? Oh. I'm a little terrified that this meeting went 30 minutes, but at the same time, I'm very appreciative of the people that either came to see us in person or logged in Again, if you have any questions about camp before the camp season begins, or especially if there's a question with your campsite reservations, please make sure you're staying on top of your payment schedule and contact Joseph as necessary. If you have programming or other questions, feel free to contact us through email. Thank you again for taking the time to come join us, and we hope you have a great night.
Encore, encore, let's do it 2 more times.
That'd be on